Alexis Kiraketti is, let's get her title right, is the Senior Environmental Officer for the City of Norwalk. And Alexis came over on some really bitterly cold winter days to tell us what to do with wetland and what the regulations are, because we had no idea. And Alexis was very generous with her time, and that was a great start for our backyard. And then we started to get interested in, well, what about this lot over here? That's also wetlands, isn't it? Is in fact the same wetlands. And Alexis said, yes. And we said, well, who owns that? And it turns out the City of Norwalk owns it. And Alexis introduced us to Alan Lowe, sitting here in the front row. And between Alexis and Alan, they're like fixers, at least for us, because every time we had a question, we would go to one or the other of them, and they'd always have an answer. Always a good answer, one that kept the ball rolling forward. So Alan, as I have it, your title is Building and Facilities Manager, but that seems so inadequate for all the stuff that you did for us. So Alan not only answered questions about who owns this lot, what can one do with this lot, but then when we expressed interest in buying the lot from the city, Alan said, yeah, that's crazy, but if you want to do it, that's a thing that could happen.
I thought I said you go back to Arizona.
Yeah. So Alan was incredible about always encouraging us. So there was a day in late March of this year where Alan and Tom Livingston and Lisa Shanahan were all walking around this swampy wetlands with us, basically telling us what was possible. All we had was the idea, we want to do something positive with this. What's possible? And they were incredibly encouraging and said, look, if you guys are interested in buying this lot from the city's not doing much with it, certainly not as much as you guys are talking about doing with it, we can help. And Sally and I, when we hear we can help, we are all over that. So we quickly got onto the agenda for, what was it? Right, land use and building management. And we got into one of those meetings, and then, well, Nancy on Norwalk captured a screenshot from the Zoom meeting, and so we were in Nancy on Norwalk about purchasing this lot from the city, this crazy idea. The thing that strikes me the most, aside from how incredibly helpful everybody from the city was, is how generous you were to us. I mean, Sally and I, our offices, we both work from home. Our offices look that way. For us, it seemed like the most obvious thing. Of course we want to do right by this, this humble little lot that hasn't had a lot of love. It seemed so natural to us. And we understood that it was crazy to everyone else. You guys were amazing in giving us the benefit of the doubt and believing that we would actually do what we've always said we would do. We're not building on this lot as a non-buildable wet lot. We want to clean it up. We want to make it attractive. We want to make it a community resource. And you guys always believed in us, and that is tremendous.